let's mix things up. All right, let's switch gears. Andrew, you want to talk about nuggets? You have nugget content.
Okay, are we just gonna lean food heavy in this? We're just gonna go full on. This is just
Sounds
a food
like
show at this point. I'm going to redeem. This is my redemption year, Gavin. As you know, this is a year of redemption for me. I've lost the burgers 3 times. I tried, did my best, couldn't do it. I am now redeeming myself though. Again, we're changing it up. We're going with nuggets.
Oh, interesting. Ooh.
We're going nuggets are the future. And I will get
Can
my
I
food
first, before you even go on, can I just say up front that this is a terrible idea? Continue.
Okay. Well, now let me explain the idea. I had this idea last year during the last game of this team's playoff run. They got eliminated. I did it the day after, so I've been sitting on this for a while. There is a basketball team called the Denver Nuggets. I want to out-nugget the Nuggets. I want to eat more nuggets than the Nuggets score points in a game and embarrass their franchise. So I'm planning this. We're doing this on, what day is it? I'm going to do it's the Friday, October 29th. They have a 7 p.m. Pacific game against the Dallas Mavericks at the Nuggets home. I will eat more nuggets within the regulation of the game than the Nuggets score points. I'm very confident about this.
What if you were to pick a team with a better defense, like the Utah Jazz, like a team that's going to lock down the Nuggets? And I mean, there's a 20 nugget swing going here, probably, depending on which team you pick.
I'm not worried about that at all, Jeff. I genuinely, much like the chocolate, I don't think this will be an issue. I got nugget confidence for this.
So, what's the average? What's the average score in a basketball game?
That's a great question. Yeah, beyond the average score, the Denver Nuggets averaged 115.5 points per game last season. That was their average score. So we're looking at 116.
It's a weird sport. So are you gonna get how many are you gonna buy? You're gonna have them all up front, right?
I'm assuming no. That's another fantastic question by you. It doesn't make sense. I should not be able to score points while the Nuggets have the ball. So I can only eat the Nuggets when Dallas has the ball. It's the only time. I can only gain points on them when Dallas has possession. I cannot just be eating Nuggets constantly. I'm only allowed to score when Dallas has the ball.
So in a 2-hour basketball game, you only have access to approximately 1 hour of nugget eating time.
Potentially. We'll see how the game flow goes. But yeah, I'm anticipating having to eat 116.
Here's a question for you.
Yes.
Is this a nationally televised game?
I have no idea. I'm assuming so, but I don't know.
Well, if it's a nationally televised game, there'll be a halftime show. Will you be able to eat during the halftime show? Like, say,
no.
Maybe during Nuggets highlights or something?
Nope,
or like during Dallas highlights? Okay, so just
what if it's out of bounds? What if it's like between stuff?
What do you mean when it's out of bounds? So if Dallas loses the ball out of bounds, I immediately have to stop.
But the ball has to be in play?
The ball has to be in play.
That's even less time.
What about during a timeout called by Dallas and they maintain possession?
No, I can't score. They can't. If the team can't score points, then I can't score points.
Okay, so they score 3 points, let's say.
Yeah.
Then the ball goes to the other team.
Right. You're explaining basketball.
Yeah, I'm just trying to imagine. So are you then going to immediately be stuffing your face?
As soon as Dallas gets possession of the ball, I gotta go. I gotta go. I'll be like fucking Jeff's vacation guide. It's gonna be a go now scenario of chew those.
You're gonna go now.
Chew those nuggets. Yeah.
So, are you competing in this scenario against Dallas or the Nuggets or both?
Dallas is a representation of me.
Yeah, he is Dallas.
Yeah,
you are Dallas.
I am Dallas in this scenario.
Going up again. Okay.
Going against the Denver Nuggets, I'm gonna out nugget the Nuggets. It's gonna be great.
And are you going to get any sauce involved?
See, now this is a very interesting thing that I wanted to bring up. And Nick even also asked, what is the nugget to point ratio? Because in basketball, your average score is worth 2 points. And there's a 3-point play. Free throws worth 1. In my head, I always assumed 1 nugget equaled 1 point, the equivalent of 1 point. But I am open to the idea of like a 3-point nugget. But I just don't know what that looks. I don't know if that's like if I have to dip it in insanely hot sauce, if that's the 3-point nugget, like what would I have to do? It obviously has to be a tougher experience to replicate the equivalent of a 3-point nugget.
How about a 3-point?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Gav. How about? All right, I'll go. How about? That's we very rarely have that shit happen. Considering we're an audio only podcast that records remotely, it's pretty impressive. It's way worse on the other ones I do. What if you just like? I like the 1-to-1 ratio because it makes the most sense for math. And you're not having to do any kind of translation or figuring shit out on the fly. So what if for a 3-point nugget, you just had to put all 3 nuggets in your mouth at the same time?
No, I don't see. I think it could be. I agree. Like, I'm very mixed because I can't tolerate hot sauce at all. So if we get a super hot sauce, if it would genuinely be a desperation move by me if I was trailing in points in the last thing. And I think that could be funny.
Yeah, but here's the deal. Here's what I see happening down the road. You fail the challenge and you blame the hot sauce, not the nuggets quantity, which is what we're going to disagree with because we're going to think that the quantity of nuggets is overwhelming. You're going to, when you fail at this inevitably, you're going to blame other things like hot sauce being too much for you to handle. But it's really going to be the nuggets. I'd like to eliminate, this competition is you versus the nuggets, nugget to nugget. I think it should, I think it should be simple.
Oh, yeah, I feel like I'm very excited for this to take place. I'm just also like, as I'm asking questions, I'm also thinking about how he's going to Andrew Panton this. Like, how's he going to salad cream / pencil?
No, I think honestly, I disagree with your analysis that I'd blame the sauce and be like, I could have eaten the nugget. I would only go to that sauce if I felt like I was running out of time and that I just was like, I was fucked. It would be most likely in my head not a time issue actually, as much as it is I can't eat this many nuggets. I'm going to need to start getting bonus nugs off of every nug. That's when I would pivot to the sauce in my head. So I don't think I'd ever excuse that. But I agree with what you said. I like the integrity of a nugget being 1 point. I think that's truly out-nuggeting the nuggets if I eat genuinely more nuggets than they score points. I agree with that.
Hey, Gav?
Yeah.
What nugget count do you think he throws in the towel?
Oh, well, I'm trying to think of how many, because I find nuggets get extremely samey. After I've had like 5, I'm just like, ugh, I'm done with them. I think around 60, he's going to be really feeling it.
I was going to say 72. He's going to tap out at 72 nuggets.
72? We'll see. I bet you the first time I did the burger challenge, I was so confident, and I literally realized my issues 1 bite in. So I'm curious to see if I hit that wall and if at what point with the nuggets.
Well, how many bites of burger do you think you got down?
What do you mean? On which one? On which attempt?
Your best attempt.
My best attempt?
Yes.
I ate like 42 burgers.
How many bites was that?
I don't know how to translate burger to bite.
Well, I mean, were you doing like 5 bites per burg?
I have never measured in bites per burg before, so I have no idea.
What's a nugget to you? Are you all in?
I could do, well, like, what do you mean? Like, how many?
Are you doing 2 chomps per nug, or are you just
a nugget's 2 bites?
I don't know. I think it's more than 2 bites. I mean, I could throw the whole nugget in my mouth just as a whole, but it's like, how many times does it take to chew to swallow? I don't know.
Yeah,
I've never considered that.
I'm not worried about how many times. I'm just how many chomps of the actual nug to get
how many
in.
bites.
But I feel like if you do put the entire thing in, you're going to get less sauce, which might be a bonus.
See, I don't know if I'll use sauce because that could take up space. Is my whole thing with the sauce. It's also like, we're not even talking about the fact of maintaining temperature on the nuggets. How many nuggets do I order at one time?
Yeah, I was about to say, can I make a recommendation? They're going to get harder to eat the more room temperature they become. If I were you, I would order them via competing services at in a tiered manner so that they're arriving hot like every 30 minutes or something.
So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to order 60 up front, and I'm going to go all McDonald's nuggets. I'm going to go 60 McDonald's nuggets and then order another 60 as soon as half starts.
Okay.
Because that could be that would be honestly how I Andrew Panton it if I run out of nuggets. That would be the excuse.
You don't want your nuggets stuck in traffic.
No, I don't. That's a good point. Terrible. Yeah, just watching. So it's like, how long is a halftime? Like 15 minutes, 10 minutes? Like, I need to factor that into of ordering.
You have to time that perfectly.
I do.
Because you don't want to be running around barefoot outside when the game's on.
No.
Pick up your next nug.
Absolutely not. Nothing is worse. Oh, fuck. And it's going to be dark outside at that point. It starts at 7 in the night. Like, that's a whole other layer.
Why didn't you get the second batch just in the oven on like a low preheat?
I feel like that'll dry them out. I feel like that might dry them out. That's my concern.
Maybe not if you cover it.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'll probably I'll make sure I have enough nuggets. I'm gonna crush the Denver Nuggets. Is all I'm saying.
I don't think I could go past 30. I predict 60 for Andrew. I don't think he's going to get over 100.
I could do 40.
There's no way.
He'll get 72. How? I'm sorry, Andrew. What day is this again?
October
What did you say it
29th,
was?
7
Oh,
p.m.
that's pretty soon. That's pretty exciting.
It is. It's 9 days from now.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Nuggets.
Didn't go well. Didn't win the Nugget thing. I didn't. So we had a plan. We talked about recording it in some aspect, and all I ended up doing was recording an intro for it, which I haven't gotten rid of. But I was like, yeah, this is gonna be easy. I feel great about this. I felt so fucking sick by the end of the first quarter. I was gonna do quarterly updates. It's like I have no words. There's no words for me to say. It was brutal. The time of possession was an issue. A thing that I did not consider, which was like really like where you got to get your nuggets in, free throws. Because Dallas maintains the ball and it's like a long kind of slow stretch. That's a good time. It's really the pace that gets you is the problem, is what I learned.
Well, having to stuff them in while your team has possession.
The possession, yeah, like that was the really tough part. And because you feel like so pressured to like, I got to get more nuggets in at this time. There's no break. Like it's mentally exhausting as well as the physical being full. I ate like a box of 20, I want to say, in 3 minutes.
So should we point out at this point that adherence to that rule is all you? None of us wanted you to only eat during the Dallas possession. We all thought you should eat the whole time.
Well, I think it only makes sense.
I mean, I guess it makes sense to you, but you're making it harder on yourself for no. It's already a monumental
he
task.
adds all these handicaps.
You didn't
for no
need
reason.
to add this additional handicap.
It's the confidence. I believed. I didn't think it would be that bad.
He's doing nuggets with all the skulls on.
You're doing lasso nuggets, man. That's fucking merch.
Nuggets all skulls on.
We have to set that to the same font and design as the NASA logo, but it just says NASA. Please let's make a NASA shirt.
Okay, so anyway, you ate 20 nuggets in the first 3 minutes.
What
is your mindset after that? Like that first 20 nuggets, how do you feel?
Honestly, not too bad. So I just want to caveat something I didn't even consider. A great part of this. Currently, McDonald's Canada is doing their Monopoly promotion. I got so many fucking game pieces. Every 20 bucks had 4. The drink had like 2. I got a few different things. I even got a fries. I was so confident. I'm like, yeah, I'll get a little snack on the side. I want some fries. Down the 20 nuggets. I felt pretty good at that point.
Well, I know that because the burgers, you said you knew immediately that you were in trouble. Like, did you do 20 nuggets before you realized you were in trouble?
I was so confident. So I got like 110 nuggets in the first run, and then I hand counted each box. And one of the boxes, they gave me 21. I just ate the nugget on the spot. I was like, I just want a little snack because I was hungry. That was the worst part. So there's so many strategic mistakes I made. One, I ordered the nuggets like 45 minutes before tip-off, and the game started late. So by the time the second quarter rolled around, I got cold, kind of rubbery nuggets and just texturally. It was less a space thing and more of a rhythm of eating with the possession, and also just the texture being the same shitty texture on every nugget. Eric brought up in the chat a fantastic question of, did I use sauce? Not only did I use sauce, okay, I went into my own supply. I pulled out some of those BTS sauces. I went through like 5 or 6 sweet chili BTS sauces. It's fantastic.
Eric watched the game at a bar and got... Oh, you were telling people about the nug that was going on, the nug challenge? NASA?
I was in San Diego for the weekend, and we were going to a concert. Before the concert, we went to a bar. The bar had the game on, and I told everyone about this. It was... We got to like the third quarter before we had to go, and the third quarter felt like that's when they went on a tear, and it was like, it was just a bar full of people going like, oh, your poor friend.
So what was the final score then?
I ended up eating 67 nuggets.
And that was not enough to beat the Denver Nuggets.
That was not
108.
106. Yeah, the Nuggets scored 106. I almost out nuggeted the Mavericks, who had 75. So
They had a
what really-
legendarily bad game, too.
They did. What broke me, and I feel like this is just a fascinating, because like as a fan, you watch and it's heartbreaking sometimes, but you don't physically feel the toll of when a team goes on a run in the NBA. I had like a 15 nugget lead going into the end of the half. Like at the end of the second quarter, there's like, I don't know, maybe 7 minutes left in it. The Nuggets went on like a 14-point run where they scored just constantly without pause, and it blew my lead. I only ended up having a 1 nugget advantage at the half. I think I eaten like 55 and they'd scored 54 points or something like that. That was demoralizing. That was really like the nail in the coffin of I had been eating so quickly with like no pause, just trying to get a lead. I just mentally needed a little bit of a gap because I knew I'd slow down. And the fact that they brought it to within 1 going into the half, and I can't eat nuggets at that point. I just have to sit there and be like, well, I hope Dallas gets the ball or else I'm immediately behind them.
Did you, at that point, like during the halftime, did you do any kind of like stretching exercises or try to burn any calories or like, I don't know, move around to kind of adjust the food?
I'm going to tell you what I did. Okay. This is just like a sign of how dead I was, because I think I ate like 55 nuggets going into the half, and I ended up with 67 nuggets. I was just broken by that point. Didn't eat a lot of nuggets third quarter.
So in the first half, you ate 55. The second half, you ate 12.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah, it was something like that. I hit the half. I walked, went on a little walk, stood outside for a little bit during the break. Then I grabbed my boxes of nuggets, walked into the bathroom. Just sat. I spent the end of the game in my bathtub eating the nuggets. Just demoralized. Sitting in the dark, my 2 nugget boxes, eating when I can.
Are you wearing clothes or are you in the bathtub?
Oh, no, I'm fully in the tub. I'm stretched out, trying to get as comfy as I can.
You became
Do you have your Xbox Live headset on?
No, didn't have a headset. I was just sitting there. I was so sad, and like I think I tweeted at the end of the first quarter, I'm on a pace to set an NBA scoring record because I need
Yes,
like 26 nugget. Because I think Wilt Chamberlain scored 100 points. I think is the record for points scored in a game. I'm like, I'm at 26. I'm feeling great. Like I'm gonna beat Wilt Chamberlain, and then it just collapsed that second quarter. Really demoralized.
I'm worried that you went to the bath, because the bath is typically your happy place, but I feel like recently it's been where you've had bad news of like the outskirts level being beat, and now it's where you go when you're sad with nugs.
It was just I needed a place of comfort, Gavin. I needed refuge, and so I grabbed my boxes and I walked in. I just slowly ate. I was just trying to get numbers. I had conceded by the middle of the third quarter because I feel like it was just the worst quarter basketball I've seen any team ever play. It was Dallas's third quarter was horrendous. I failed. I'm dumb though. Like by Sunday night, I was like, you know what? Maybe some strategic adjustments. I think I could do this. I looked Monday. There was a game. I was like, do I do this again?
I think Monday's too soon, but I would imagine you would have learned enough on the first attempt that you could the
problem is
differently the second time around.
Assuming that this goes the same way as the burger confidence, attempt number 2 will be my best attempt, and I would probably eat like 80 nuggets at that point, which probably still isn't enough. And then the third attempt would be the thing that gets me into nugget retirement.
You just need to be really wise with your second attempt. Like Jamal Murray is out right now. He tore an ACL last year, I think. So that's good for you. What you need to do is wait to like a load management night when they're resting the Joker and he's not in. Maybe MPJ is like got some calf stiffness or something. He's not playing, and then you strike. That's a game you want to play. A game when the Nuggets are down 2 or 3 of their best offensive players, and they're just treading water.
What honestly the problem was is it looked like the Nuggets were going to score 1 million points, and I would need to order more nuggets, and I just didn't have it in me. Could not get more nuggets delivered. That was really a breaking point too.
So Nick's right. It needs to be against a team with a really good defense as well. Yeah.
So I was upset. I feel like we should bring this up. I learned after the fact, or I guess before the run, so we pushed the recording back because I was sick. And I found out the next day that Jeff had this whole prank lined up, and I put prank in quotations. I would have never been happier to get pranked by anybody.
I know.
Describe sounds fantastic.
So what we were going to do, and I don't think I had actually clued anybody in yet because I wanted everybody to be surprised when it happened. and I was actually trying to find your address on my phone when I was reading the Slack that we were going to postpone. So the timing was perfect. I was going to, throughout the day, I was thinking like every 1 hour to 90 minutes, I wanted 20 fresh, hot McDonald's chicken nuggets to show up on your front door. And definitely during the podcast, I wanted to overwhelm you with nuggets leading up to the event, because who can say no to nuggets, first of all? And B, I think just having your entire neighborhood would smell so intensely of nuggets that I thought psychologically it would completely and totally throw you off your game. Turns out I didn't need to, but I really did want to do that. I'm really bummed I didn't get to do it.
I'm bummed too. I would have loved to have free nuggets for a day. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah. It was just like there was going to be
exciting.
an endless supply. You were going to drown in nuggets the day before your nugget competition.
I don't think that would have done anything either, because the next day I finished the nuggets for lunch and like dinner. I just ate nuggets all the next day. I said that in the recording that I don't think we'll do anything with. If I was the first of anything for me, my first guy thing, I'm the biggest chicken guy. Fucking love chicken ever since I was little. Number one food, huge chicken guy. I did the chicken dinner challenge. Love chicken. Could go a whole month just eating chicken. No problem. It's fantastic.
Is there any chicken in those?
Isn't it all chicken?
I don't know. Is
I'd
it
assume
really
it's
that?
all
Well,
chicken.
there's some chicken in there for sure. Why don't do me a favor? Rank the major meats from best to from favorite to least favorite for me.
Oh, it's chicken by like 6 miles, and then whatever else. Like, I'm kind of indifferent to everything else.
So
It's
you're
number
indifferent
one,
to
chicken.
like beef and pork, like cow or
I
pig,
guess
it
like
doesn't
I would
matter.
go beef 2 and then pork 3, but chicken is so far ahead of both of them that it's like,
It doesn't
whatever.
matter.
Doesn't
It doesn't
matter.
I have a
Yeah. Okay.
brief
That's
question
just
about if you are to tackle this again. Have you considered just doing it from inside a McDonald's?
No. Can I tell you how I thought about salad creaming it though?
Okay.
I thought about ordering like popcorn chicken from like KFC. 'Cause they're technically nugget. They're smaller. I could eat 200 of those.
I bet you can.
I just didn't want to deal with the blowback. I didn't want to deal with that nugget blowback.
You don't want nugget blowback.
No.
Oh,
Nobody does.
Man. Well, I think 62 is a valiant effort.
Well, it's 67.
And 67, sorry, 67 is a valiant effort. And if it didn't cause any long-term health effects, then I think it was a great experiment, and I would love to see you try it again, assuming that it doesn't kill you.
Yeah, that's, I think realistically, maybe way down the road. I need to think about it
Yeah.
more. There needs to be some strategic adjustments. Could I do it in a McDonald's? Does the McDonald's have Wi-Fi? That's my biggest question.
Oh, definitely.
I don't know.
Of course it will.
I'm not sure.
I also think, we should definitely shout that dude out. Thank you, Eric. I also think that next time we do it, we should do it on mic like this. We should just be listening in and having a conversation.
Okay.
I think we can provide moral support.
Well, like a
That could
face
work.
eats shit.
Yeah, face eats shit, right? So like when Andrew was doing it, we wouldn't record the game audio or anything, but just like this, just the game's on in the background and Andrew's just eating. He's probably not eating into the mic, but you know we're like, hey, you one more, Andrew, you can do it. Chew harder.
Yeah.
I think the motivation will help.
Yeah,
I think so.
I think so. I think that's the way to do
I think
it.
that would work. I think that would be useful. I just didn't. Yeah.
There was also a guy on Reddit. His username is Chupaloop. He, I guess, lives in Denver, and he is a Nuggets fan. He went to the game. He held up a giant "Eat the Pencil Andrew" sign with a big pencil on it. Emily and I looked for him all game. We never got to see him in the stands.
Oh,
but it
that's
was
a shame.
so much fun. It was like a second game going on within the game. There were so many nested ways to enjoy this Nuggets game. The one that I was having the most fun with was trying to find this sign. So Chupaloop, that was brilliant. He said that people around him were so confused and kept asking him what the hell the sign was about. And he was like, you have no idea how hard it is to explain this podcast to people. And I was like, oh, it's my entire career, buddy. Tell me about it. But yeah, it was a very, very, very funny thing to do and was super appreciated. So a hell of a
I
comment.
like that Andrew was eating nuggets, but the sign said eat the pencil. Like the pencil still trumps all.
Well, it's become like a phrase that doesn't mean anything anymore. It's like, hey now, eat the pencil. You know, doesn't mean anything.
What? Hey now doesn't
Just a
mean
thing people
anything. I
say.
feel like it.
No, what
No,
does it
I
mean?
feel like it means
Hey
hey
now.
now. Yeah.
Listen, we're not going to do an old Larry Sanders Show bit, but
Okay.
the point is, it doesn't mean anything. Andrew, your fucking nugget challenge. I pulled some stats. I don't know if they're relevant anymore, but I pulled some stats of like all time. Oh my God.
You okay?
How do I undo? I just deleted all of my notes.
No, you didn't.
What in the fuck just
Are you on your phone?
Okay, I got it back. Okay, that was weird.
You just deleted face by accident.
I did, yeah. I wanted to list. Well, like I said, guys, diminished capacity, and let's be honest. You've known me for a long time. My capacity hasn't been minished. Like at my best, I'm never very minish. So we want to look at best performances of all time. Now, obviously, Wilt Chamberlain has the highest scoring game of all time. He scored 100 points in 1961 versus the Knicks. The second highest points total by an NBA player is Kobe Bryant with 81. Then we have some other people, like I'd never heard of David Thompson. He was a Denver Nugget though, and he scored 73 points. Although I'm not sure if that's correct because that's different on my other list. Anyway, but that puts you in the same category as Michael Jordan. His career high is 69. Ooh. Pistol Pete Maravich 68. Devin Booker had that terrible game with 70 against the Celtics. Nobody wants to remember that. Anyway, and then a bunch of Wilt Chamberlain doing it over and over and over and over again. But you scored what? 62 was where you were, Gav? Or
no, I think I was like 67.
No, you were in the 60s. You were in the 60s.
I was in the 60s. Okay.
It was 62 or 67.
Okay, I've kind of blocked that whole.
Anyway,
thing from my memory.
You have scored more points in your one NBA game than Stephen Curry, whose career high is only 62. Carmelo Anthony, career high is only 62. The great Tracy McGrady, only 62. Damian Lillard has only scored 61 points in his career. James Harden has only scored 61 points in his career. Did it twice, though. LeBron James, highest scoring game of his NBA career, 61 points. Those are all people you bested in your first and only NBA game. That is, so Eric is right. That is rarefied air.
Is that I am more qualified than LeBron James to make another Space Jam movie. If they make a Space Jam 3, my credentials are more deserving than whatever he's done in his career.
They're definitely up there. I mean, to say that's an impressive list is an understatement. Not only that, this might be where I saw it. According to the internet, the highest scoring regular season game by a Denver Nugget was Kiki Vanderway. He scored 51 points. So you've kicked the shit out of you trout like the Nuggets in the history of their franchise have nobody that they can put up against you.
Eric just said Andrew's a hell of an athlete. You guys haven't even seen me do the sewing machine yet. That's really going to blow some minds. That's going to turn some heads.
I don't know if you're a hell of an athlete, but you're a hell of an eat-fleet.
I'm telling you, the sewing machine
is a word I hope I just made up. Eat-fleet.
E-fleet?
Eat-fleet.
But I feel like I'm a terrible E-fleet.
Why do you think you're a terrible E-fleet?
Because going against any of the people that are E-fleets, like a Joey Chestnut, a Kobayashi, whatever, I got no chance. But I feel like going against athletes in the athletic world, my numbers are pretty good. I feel like I have to stay in the athlete territory. The moment I go in the E-fleet, I'm at the bottom of the pile.
Dude, Devin Booker, to my knowledge, Devin Booker is the only player playing in the NBA right now who has outscored you. That's fucking crazy.
How many did he get?
He got 70 against the Celtics like 3 years ago.
I'll fucking destroy Devin Booker. I'll take him out.
But can you, though? Because you stopped shy of that.
Yeah, but there's a difference mentally when you're trying to eat 120 nuggets as opposed to 71. That's a big gap. That's a big difference. I could definitely use 71. I can make that work. And we're not doing this for a while. This is going to be months from now. I need to get back into nugget shape, nugget form, nugget mentality. I need to work my way back. It takes a lot to do these.
And what kind of things will you be doing to prepare?
Absolutely nothing. It's just more of a time and forgetting how bad it was.
Like a reset.
Yeah, just like once enough time passes where I fully forget everything. And then there will be an evening where I'm like, fucking Devin Booker's going down. I'm going to wake up at 4 a.m. one day and just say, Devin Booker's time is over. I am dethroning Devin Booker.
Yeah, you gotta wait for the nugget confidence to hit you. I understand that.
Yeah.
You'll be cozy in bed and then you'll think, now's the time. Should I get up and do nuggets?
Oh, man. Throw nuggets all over myself.